morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. Shabbat Shalom. All right. What's going on with this angle here is a little different. I'm not supported by the back of the couch. Out. You've seen me like this before. But I feel like it's fine to go ahead and see the face this morning. Let's go ahead and start out with a quick message, and then we'll get into our part. Not sure what part. We're on third part of Joshua. I apologize for not coming on a few times earlier here. Life, life. I'm trying not to come on Saturdays because it's a rest, but this is not what I consider regular work, and this week was full of regular work. Made it a little bit difficult here. We have the kittens in their feelings right now. They are playing and attacking each other. That is great. Sorry. Just add. I don't even know if you saw that. She's so fast. Oh. She is so gonna hear all sorts of terror. Going crazy. They're going crazy. They're in attack mode. And they just stop. Ian is also known to be the kitten whisperer. So whenever he comes out, it's like they're laying on the coffee table and on the ground. They're subdued. It's crazy. He's also gotten really good at calming them when they meow in the morning. All he has to do when Air Force starts to cry at 6 a.m. when it's dark out still, all he has to do is open the door and say, "Stern, stop," and he'll stop. So good. The behavior is coming into place. With me, it's just like I can't. I'm not the enforcer, if you will. All right, let's get into a quick message here. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. All right. All right. Interesting. All right, so we have something from Surah 6, line 26. Always the mystery, right? Surah 6. 26. Okay. It reads, "Others they keep away from it, and themselves they keep away, but they only destroy their own souls, and they perceive it not." Of course, I could say a ton of mumbo jumbo. Maybe you can think of your own mumbo jumbo in accordance with what was read here. And themselves, they keep away. But they only destroy their own souls, and they perceive it not. Period. Alright, short little line there. That begs for a little bit of context, just so I'm not talking. That's the second time she's knocked the plant glass over. Fiasco. That's when I use her full name. What are you doing? They really do not listen to me. I'm here for love and cuddles. That's about it. And scratchies. Right. Okay. All right. So let me just read this. I'm not going to transcribe it, but let me just read what this is so we just have a little bit more context. Of them there are some who pretend to listen to thee, but not. But we have thrown veils on their hearts, so they understand it not. And deafness in their ears, if they saw every one of the signs, they would not believe them, insomuch that when they come to thee, they but dispute with thee. The unbelievers say, these are nothing but tales of the ancients. Others they keep away from it, and themselves they keep away, but they only destroy their own souls, and they perceive it not. Okay, so with that, of course, we're talking about the word, right? Reading the word. Reading the word. And we can, shelter ourselves away from things in general. It doesn't just have to be the word, but we can shelter ourselves away from things in general so much. But the less life you experience, the almost worse off you are in gaining that learned experience. You understand? So, you can shelter yourself. You can be a good Christian or a good Muslim or what have you, a good spiritual religious person. But sometimes there is too much sheltering going on. There's too much blocking out of everything that's not what you imagine or what you perceive is the image of God or Jesus or what have you, Muhammad, right? So it can vary, right? And then of course they're just talking about the word, how it can go one ear out the other, right? You can listen but you may not be listening, or you can see but you're not fully seeing. That can go with anything in life too. We observe, but are we really intensely understanding what we are observing? We can hear something. Are we really understanding the depth of what is being said? I fall into that trap all the time, but more and more, anything that I see, whether it be a movie or, just something out in nature, right? I'm trying more and more to ascribe some kind of inherent meaning and significance to each thing. Sometimes we do so many things randomly or habitually and routinely that we sometimes, forget to look outside of ourselves and forget to understand that everything does have a purpose other than serving us in some way, or the opposite. I told you I can go on and on about this, but you know what I'm trying to say, I hope, right? It does take a little bit of woo, but that's pretty much what this has to say here. You can shelter yourself, but it's only going to do so much in gaining the experience and gaining the wisdom that comes from not sheltering yourself from things. And of course, listen to the word. I come on here for really my own due diligence and my own accountability, right? I have however many, 5 to 10 people watching, whether they're watching or not, right? It still gives me that sense of accountability that what I say does matter, and it's important for me and myself to keep up the habit, at least for myself, right? But yeah, it's great. I have these, the 1 year memories, like, oh, this is what was happening on this day 1 year before, and all that keeps coming up is my videos from last year. I'm not actually turning on the sound and listening to what I have to say, because I'm just watching my face go on the thing. I'm just like, something must have been going on. Like I seem very serious, right? Very, like, not depressed, but just like serious. Like there was a very serious nature to what was going on. But that is how I was feeling at the time. I've graduated, so profoundly. Like I've moved on from like the seriousness of it in a way. Like it is still very serious, but I'm trying to make it more of an approachable, enjoyable thing versus like intense, right? But sometimes things get a little intense. I think it ebbs and flows. But yes, when I first started out, I was petrified. I was scared. My very first video was in the lobby of a hotel where we were holding a church service. I was petrified. It seemed as though I was petrified, or just not as accustomed or ready to talk about some of the things, or even go into the Bible. I didn't think I was equipped. But that's just like every other leader in the Bible, right? They think like, oh, why me? Like, this is so random. It's like, why would I, do this? That's how I felt inside. It's like, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to read this. I felt confident internally. I understood the message. I could portray the message. I really had a grasp with the message into my heart. But as far as proclaiming it and helping other people understand and, telling them what they need to hear, that one's the one that gives me a little bit of unsettled nature. So even thinking back to like that emotion, I can feel that emotion. It's a little shaky. I was just kind of like, like why, But hey, it's great. I'm glad we're over a year in keeping to this. Of course, we have lots more to cover, but we're making really great headway in the Bible now on the book of Joshua. So let's get into it. Let's go. All right. Happy Saturday, you guys. I'll catch you in a little bit.